into the January 6th committee hearings, and we're going to start with day one. And the focus of the committee was on former White House officials and the idea that the claims of election fraud were false. Former Attorney General Bill Barr, of course, now famously saying essentially that the idea that the election was stolen was ridiculous, and that he told the president it was bullshit. He also then stated that in a December 2020 meeting, he informed Trump that he didn't want to be a part of it. Also, just to remember, with the election fraud claims, they were 1 and 61 in courts, going all the way up to and including the Supreme Court of the United States. If you recall, in the case brought by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, although Justices Alito and Thomas, and I should go back and point out, this is, and we'll get into it when we talk about their decisions, one of the more conservative Supreme Courts in a very long, long time. And even with that conservative lean, Justice Alito and Thomas did not dissent in that case, but they did offer a disagreement. They did believe that original jurisdiction existed, that is, the idea that it was a state versus state issue. But they stated in their disagreement that in my view, we do not have the discretion to deny the filing of a bill of complaint in a case that falls within our original jurisdiction. I would therefore grant the motion to file the bill of complaint, but would not grant other relief, and I express no view on any other issue. Basically, what that means is, although they believed it was a case that they should hear as it relates to original jurisdiction, they were not willing to offer what the plaintiffs were asking for. And they were not going to give any views on any other issue. They did not want to have any sort of legal precedent addressing any of the legal arguments. So you may often hear people talk about the idea that it was just that cases didn't have any standing. But this pretty clearly outlines that they just weren't going to grant what was being asked. So that's more than an issue of just standing. Okay. Additionally, on this day, there was video shown of testimony by Ivanka Trump. She was asked, how she reacted to then Attorney General Bill Barr's statement. Basically, she said that his statement affected her and that she accepted what he was saying, in line with the idea that the election fraud claims were false. In addition, the committee shared some new footage. They reinforced this desire of Trump and his allies to overturn the election results leading up to January 6th. And there were, other conversations from administration officials. Also key on this date was the idea that Trump didn't make any effort to stop the actions at the Capitol, that he approved of what was going on. And there was testimony from inside the White House, basically as it was relating to Mike Pence, that Trump stated, maybe our supporters have the right idea. Mike Pence deserves it. And this was, of course, in relation to the crowd chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." There was also some greater detail given on what Trump knew and what he was okay with, and that the only person on January 6th that took any steps to stop the attack on the Capitol was actually Mike Pence and not Trump. They then turned to the Proud Boys, gave some evidence of their movements, and basically they had left the ellipse where the Stop the Steal speech was being given prior to the end, and they had actually headed towards the Capitol at that time, and possibly they were even urging others to do the same and join them. And so that pretty much wraps up what happened in the committee hearing for day one.